Hey folks, update time. So, I haven't really had any major changes in the weather. Everything's been pretty much consistent. No major snows. It's been pretty cold. Not super cold or anything, but today is different. Nice and sunny today. 8 degrees above freezing. I'm a little bit overdressed, but so be it. I'd rather be too warm than too cold. Didn't need gloves today. I don't have my snow pants on. I just got regular pants on today. It was pretty nice. And of course, being warmer, the batteries lasted a little longer, so I went for a bit of a longer drive. Enjoyed it. Still can't go as far as I want to, but I'll take whatever they give, whatever we get from it. I'll take it. And it's supposed to be 8 again tomorrow, and I get rain. So I'm looking at the bottom of the 8 degrees here. It says, formidable snowstorm on deck in Ontario as March break comes to an end. I'm not seeing that in the forecast. So I'm looking at the next few days. 2 to 4 centimeters, approximately 1 centimeter. Where's this formidable snowstorm? That's nothing. So I don't know where that's coming from. There is a big storm coming, but it's not going to hit us. It's going to be south of us and mostly east. Going to be a nor'easter. Going to attack the coast, and they're going to get like 2 feet of snow from it, but not us. I don't know either. Unless that's just generic, you know. It just says in Ontario. It doesn't say where. So maybe Toronto and east of Toronto. Possibly Niagara Falls area. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah. No. But we got lots of rain coming. It's already on its way. It's almost here. But it's nice right now. It's sunny. Really sunny. And no wind. It's just a beautiful day to be out. So, going through my old videos, I had to clear out my earlier videos to make room for a new one. Decide what I'm keeping in that. So I have to watch them. And if you remember, I don't remember if it was last summer or the summer before. I was waiting across from McDonald's over towards Timmy's, and a transport truck pulled out, and the back wheels of the trailer were turned. And I remember commenting about that. It's like, how is that designed? How does that work? Going through my videos, I found another example of it, and it was a farm tractor, or farm trailer. The combine, I was sitting up at the highway, it has a combine that pulled out, and had its implement on a trailer behind it towing it, and as it was turning, the back wheels turned. I'm not mechanically minded enough to figure out how that works. It's kind of cool though, because it really cuts down on the turning radius. I don't know. It's kind of cool. But I just wanted to share that, because this one's a little more obvious than the truck pulling out. So I went out yesterday, and I went to do some shopping. I got to the grocery store. I went to pay, and my card was rejected. Okay, something didn't work. Tried it again. It was rejected again. So the credit card I use is a prepaid card. It's not credit. The money on that card is my money. I put that money on, and I can use the money that I have on that card. That's how I do it. Because I don't use real credit cards anymore. But I have to have a credit card to do online stuff. So I went with a prepaid. And I've never had a problem with it until yesterday. So there should be $153 on that card. And it said, I checked, when it got rejected, I said, that's not possible. So I looked and got my phone out and checked, and it says I have a balance of 0. The last purchase I made was to Amazon, as I bought the grease nipples, but it was more than a week, and it still hadn't shipped yet. So I checked it, and it said they're not in stock. So I was like, what? They were in stock when I ordered them. So they're a generic item. It's not like, there's only one listing for them. So I canceled it and got another one. And Amazon doesn't charge you until your order's ready to be shipped or whatever. So I canceled that and I got another one, and it was $15, $15.95 I think it was. So after that purchase, my balance was $153.96 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. So that should still be there. So when I looked through my purchases, the last purchase was at Amazon. Well, where did that money go? So, all embarrassed now. I hate when that happens. Michelle does that to me a lot. She'll give me her bank card or something, go get something, and insufficient funds, right? And it just embarrasses the heck out of me. So now when she does that, I get her to make sure she's got the money to cover what she wants me to get for her, and avoid that embarrassment. So I got home and I called, and it turned, well, I tried to call. You can't actually call them. You have to do their online chat, and you're not actually talking back and forth. You sit there, you wait, and it says not seen yet. Check again 5 minutes later, not seen yet. That's a stupid way to run it. So about half an hour later, I got a reply, and it wasn't just me. It was a system-wide issue that they had. So my balance was back. I knew that before they got back to me because I checked, and it was just okay, good. But damage is done. You embarrassed me. Thanks a lot. But I can't help but thinking, my first thought was when I saw zero balance, the bank failures that are happening, that went through my head. It's like, oh no, don't tell me they gone down too. But apparently it was just an issue they didn't specify, but I don't know. So before I went out today, I checked to make sure I had a balance. Everything was good today. That's the first issue. I've been using this card for 3 years, 4 years now, something like that. That's the first issue I've had with it. So I guess that's a good record. And like I say, it wasn't just me. It was everybody that's got, I don't know if it's a MasterCard issue or if it's just this card. Don't know. Because it used to be Visa. That's why I hate MasterCard. That's why I went with this, because they were Visa. And last year, August, September, October, something like that, they switched over to MasterCard. I wasn't impressed with that, but anyway, either way, it still works, so I'm done with that. So I did some research as far as the rust on the Monster. And thinking about everything, I repaint every year. Every year the rust comes back. I put the paint on thick. It's rust paint. Trim clad, I've never had an issue with trim clad before. It's always worked good. But I brush paint to get it on thicker, and over winter the rust shows up again through the paint. I say, well, why is it happening so quickly, right? There's no longevity to it anymore. So the issue I need to solve is, before I paint, get rid of the rust that's there, because the paint will protect the rust from new rust from coming through, get the salt coming through the paint itself, supposedly. But the issue I'm having is the rust underneath is just kind of causing the issue. So I got to get rid of that. So I did some research last night, and there's no way I can take all the plastic panels off the Monster, sandblast it, and get all that rust off of there and start it fresh. There's all kinds of chemicals you can use, but they have to soak. I can use vinegar if I wanted to, but there's no way to keep it where I need it to be unless I wrap a paper towel around. But I can't get all the way around every bar, right? Because the main frame underneath has got the plastic panels on top, and I don't even know how to take those off. The screws are probably rusted in place. I'll never get them out anyway. So there's no way I can do that. So I got looking at all these different products that people are using, and a couple of them look good. Coro Seal, I believe, was the one that looked the best. And then I found a guy that compared them all. He had, I think, 9 different products, and he pre-rusted some steel plates, all the same, made some kind of chemical concoction, sprayed it on, so they all had the same amount of rust. And he did the same tests with all of these products. Coral Seal didn't do all that good, right? So the best product, there's 3 that he would recommend, and 2 of them, they're the liquid. They have the consistency of water. They're not going to stay where you put them. But there's one that was really good. You don't have to do anything with it. It's like a spray bottle, like a glass cleaner. When you spray your windows, this is little plastic spray nozzle thing. And if it's going to run off, it's going to drip, it's going to do whatever, but it's going to stay where it is. And what it is, it chemically changes the rust. I don't remember the terms. I think rust is iron oxide, and this chemical, whatever it is, changes it. It alters it, changes it to iron magnetite is what I'm thinking. I don't know if that's correct, but it's no longer rust. It's not going to do anything, right? And apparently it works very well. And it is called Rust Cutter, and Cutter with a K. I don't know where to get it yet. I'm going to try once I'm ready to, I'm still going to do more research just to make sure. But this seems like the best solution for me. It dries. There's no residue left over. There's nothing to clean up. So basically what you do is you scrape off all the loose rust if it's flaking or whatever. Take up as much paint as you can. You spray this on, leave it for 24 hours, and you come back and the rust is no longer rust, it's black. And it's paintable. So if I go that route, that's what I'll do. And I'm going to use primer. And I am not going to use Tremclad anymore. I don't trust it. It just doesn't work the way it used to. It's not protecting the steel anymore. So I'm going to try that. If I can find this Rust Cutter, I might have to get it from Amazon if I can't find it in a store here. I don't know. But I'll do that. I will use a good primer, and I am going to use there's 2 that I was looking at, either enamel or I can't think of what it's called now. I don't want to use enamel. Enamel will be better for protection, but if there is an issue, it's going to be harder to scrape that off or sand it off because it's a really hard surface. I can't think of what it's called. It was right there. And it went away. Not acrylic. No, I don't know. But either way, there's 2 that I was looking at. And the enamel would probably be best for protection, but like I say, for cleanup later, it won't be. So that's my plan. If you have any suggestions or you know anything, if you've tried that yourself, my goal is to kill the rust that's there before I paint again, because that's what's causing the issue. The old rust is coming through the paint. So with this rain coming, I have an issue now. I'm only using one camera because my waterproof case, I was having an issue. I thought it was my old camera, the H9R. I was having such an issue with it. Like I said, these cameras can be used as webcams. I've never figured out how. I've actually tried, and it just, as soon as you plug it in your computer, it says connecting, and that's as far as it goes, and nothing ever connects. So I don't get it. So this camera, I've had that issue occasionally, and now it happens every time I try to plug it in. So I don't know what the issue is. So I thought, well, maybe it's the cord, because if I wiggle the cord, even when it's plugged in completely, I wiggle it, the camera will turn off, come back on, turn off. So I'm thinking, well, maybe there's an issue with the cord. So I tried my DB power camera with it. Did the same thing. So, okay, it's a cord issue. So I took it in the house, because this looks permanent. The way this is on here, it doesn't look like I can change this actual cord, right? Because I need this to plug into the side of the camera, otherwise it's not waterproof anymore. It's got a little rubber plug inside, so it took me a while to figure out how to take this off. So I got this out, and I got this rubber thing, but this rubber looks like it's sealed onto the cord itself. There's no seam in it, so I'm going to have to cut it to get it off, and hope this fits through the hole in the back of this. I don't understand how they put this on here, because this looks wider than the hole, so I don't know. The only other option is this side, and obviously that's not going to come through. So I don't know how they put this on. Maybe this was put on before the tip was finished during manufacturing. I don't know. So I got thinking, well, I gotta replace this cord. I don't need this. It's just like a, you know, maybe 5-foot cord. It looks longer than 4. It's not 6. So it's probably 5 foot. I only need 1.5 feet, not even that, because it just goes from where I plug it in over to the camera. Less than 1 foot, right? So I don't know. So I figured I'd change the cord. I got thinking, well, I don't need to, because I want to replace this case anyways, because like I said before, you know, the lens is all scratched up on it. So I do have my new one, which I just haven't got around to placing it yet. It's got the same cord. So I don't need to do anything with that. I can just use this until I decide it's time to put the new one on. So if I go out tomorrow, which I probably will, simply because it's going to be, you know, nice temperatures like today, then I'll just put this cord on, because I'm going to have to use the waterproof case, because, you know, it's raining. I don't want to use my good camera in it. And that's the other thing too, as far as the DV power camera and this car camera that I bought. Obviously they're going to work for me. They're working well. The microphone's working well with this, and I haven't had any issues whatsoever with that, the one on the scooter. So I guess they're keepers. It's been a while now, and I haven't had any issues, so good to go. That one especially, because, you know, that was supposed to be an SJ4000, which it is not. It's not even an SJ cam, so I guess that's good. Good that it's working. Don't have to send it back. So, like I said, Trimclad, not what it used to be. And I found something else I'm wondering if you've noticed. Have you noticed sugar is not as sweet as it was? I noticed this a while ago. 1 second. Ugh. My coffee. Large double-double, whether it's from McDonald's or Tim Hortons, doesn't matter. 3 teaspoons of sugar. When I make mine at home, to get that same taste or same sweetness, it takes 3 teaspoons of sugar. Up until about a month ago, and now it takes 4. And it's not like I put too much sugar in one time, I got used to it, and I keep put more in to, you know, get that desired sweetness again. No, it was a sudden change. All of a sudden it just wasn't sweet enough anymore. So I asked everybody else in the house if they've noticed. Nobody did. The difference is they get their sugar from Walmart, which is Red Path. I get my sugar from Independent down here. It is Atlantic. So it's a different brand. To me, sugar's sugar, but, you know, with the prices going up on everything, they're making things cheaper. I'm wondering if there's some kind of filler in it. So I need more sugar to reach that same sweetness that was there. That's my theory. But nobody else has noticed it. Just me. I get, it's coffee from McDonald's still tastes the same. Coffee from Tim Hortons still tastes the same. It's only when I make my coffees at home that I'm noticing this difference. Well, Ken ran out of sugar. So he got me to buy some for him the other day. He uses 4 sugars in his coffee. He now needs 5. So he has noticed it's Atlantic sugar that is different. So it's not just me, I'm not imagining it. He's now noticed it too. But he made a jug of Kool-Aid, he put the same amount in that he normally does, and that's fine. So if you have a large quantity of sugar, it's not noticeable, but a small quantity in a single coffee, you can notice the difference. You need more sugar to get the same sweetness you used to. So I'm just wondering if anybody else has just noticed that the sugar just isn't as sweet as it was. So I'm thinking maybe they got some kind of filler in it. That's my guess. Just selling the same quantity, but less actual sugar, to make up for, the cost. I don't know. It's just driving me nuts. That's all I got written down here to talk about. One more thing I can say, actually 2 things. I noticed today when I was out, I sat down at the boat launch, and I went for a walk, stood down at the end, and all these bugs crawling across the snow. I don't know what they are. They're long, skinny bugs, and they're all over the place. They're all over the snow because the snow is white. You can see them. They're walking. They're everywhere. So I don't know what they are, but it's nice to see the bugs out. And yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, I was on my way home. I was about a block away, and I started hearing robins. And robins are in the summertime, they're the last birds to go to bed and the first birds to wake up. And you know that because they have a very distinct song that they sing after sunset and then again before sunrise. And in the summertime, that's usually my signal to go to bed. Okay, robins are getting up. Time to go to bed. So I started hearing that. And this was like late afternoon. It wasn't evening or anything, but they're singing this song. That's the only time I hear them do it, at night. But they're singing this song. That sounds like a robin. So I look up in a tree, and there's 3 of them sitting up in a tree. So this is the first year that I've actually heard and seen robins on the same day. I usually hear them long before I see them, but no. I did hear them first, but a few seconds later I saw them. There's 3 of them. So I didn't see any today at all when I was out, but that's the first one. So that would be March 15th, which is really, really late. I usually see them in February, well, not usually, but the last few years I've been seeing them in February, way too early. But this year, March 15th. So, good. Happy to hear that. That's a very good sign. I guess that's it. I need to take my measuring tape in with me. Michelle's hoping to come home this weekend. It's weather dependent. They didn't make it back last weekend because of the weather. So they're still at her boyfriend's house. She's coming back, and she wants me to build her a step in the washroom so she can get into the shower. I built one for her before. When they went shopping or whatever, they'd take it with her to help her get in and out of the car, and they accidentally left it in a parking lot somewhere. Oops. So she's got some wood. She wants me to build another one. The problem I have now is I'm getting up late. I don't have time to do it. It's cold out. Today'd be a perfect day to do it, but like I say, I never came out till after 4. So I don't have the time to do it at the moment. The weather's nice. So I'm gonna see what I can do, if it's possible, to get to sleep early. I don't think it is. I try. I'm having a hard time getting to sleep right now. The other day I took sleep aids, it didn't make any difference. It's like I've explained before, the only thing sleep aids do for me is they don't help me sleep, they keep me asleep. And I end up sleeping longer than I want to, right? I need something that will put me to sleep. Help me get to that point. So, I'm not having a lot of outside time right now. But we'll see what happens. I will try, if it's possible, to get to bed early tonight. And we'll see. Holy crap, I've been talking for 26 minutes already. So I guess I'll end here. Don't really have anything else to talk about. I'm really anxious to start working on the monster. I don't know why. It looks like crap right now. It's covered in junk. Oh, there is one more thing to talk about. When I ran into the garbage can the other day, remember I said my headlight was turned? Well, apparently I broke it. Because it's loose now. I went out for a drive the other night. A couple nights ago. I just went to Timmy's and got a coffee just to get out. And I noticed my headlight was flickering on the road. So I'm thinking, okay, because it turned, I thought maybe it unscrewed the nut a bit. So I looked at it yesterday when I come out. I was going to tighten it. I can move the headlight freely like this, and the bolt sticking out is not moving. So I broke something. That's okay. I gotta change it anyways. It's not turning sideways on me or anything. It's just moving around. Still doing its job, but I gotta change it anyways. So it's not a big deal. And that light's garbage. It works, but it's garbage. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. So off we'll go about that. So, I guess that's it. Nothing else to talk about just yet. And I really don't have anything to do out here right now. By the time you see this, my last monster project video will be done. So the only thing you'll be seeing is any updates that I do here. And I don't really have a lot. I'm not doing a lot right now, so I don't have a lot to talk about. So I guess if I build this step for Michelle, I'll do that as a project video. Just to get something out, some kind of video for you guys. So that's all I got for today. We're at 28.5 minutes now. So there's the update. Thanks for watching, guys.